Coming up on Kylee Makes It.
Oh, there it is. The gas signs are too heavy. Jupiter is too heavy. Earth is the only planet that has a life on it. Where is the sun? Venus.
What do you think about your Christmas tree?
Good. And I decorated one more thing.
What else are you gonna make?
The sun. I'm making a sun on the top of the tree. Because the sun is a star. I'm making it bigger. It's a super yellow and orange hot star. Is this going down? Rockets and Did you forgot somebody?
Who did I forget?
Pluto and the moon.
Coming up on Kylee Makes It.
Go put it in my room.
We talk about traditions and make some planet ornaments.
Kylee Makes It!
Hi, it's me, Kylie, and I'm so excited you're here because today, my friend, there's something in the maker box. I love the maker box. Oh. Huh. It's these like marbly things on some sort of wire. What's this? A battery pack. A battery pack! How many batteries would we need to put into this pack? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 3 batteries. Maker box, you really take care of us. All right, let's see. Each battery has 2 different sides. There's a side with a little bump. That's called the positive end of the battery. And bloop, 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 there's a side that is flat, and that's called the negative end. If you look at a battery pack, there's a little spring, boing, boing, and that is where the negative end goes. Ready to put them in? Okay, let's see. Spring, negative. 1. Spring is up here, negative right here, okay. 2, and then spring, negative, okay. 3. Oh, we need to turn it on, okay. What do you think is gonna happen when the power from these batteries goes to these marbles? Only one way to find out for sure. Whoa! They light up. As I suspected, these are not normal marbles, and this is not a normal wire. These are lights, and this wire helps bring the electricity to them. That's amazing. Have you ever seen anything like this? It reminds me of a tradition that my family has. Your family or friends probably have some traditions too. These remind me of Christmas trees, which is a tradition my family has. Every year in December, we put up Christmas trees in our house. And last year, we let Dax pick out his very own Christmas tree for his bedroom, a little one, and he got to keep it in there all season. He got to decorate it however he wanted. I have an idea. What if this year we made some very special ornaments for Dax's tree? If you've been watching this show before, what is something that Dax loves that would make incredible hanging ornaments that would go wonderfully with this marbly lights on a Christmas tree? Planets. What if you and I went to the studio and made solar system ornaments? That would be so cool. And you can use these even if you're not decorating a Christmas tree. You could hang them from the ceiling. You could hang them from your bed. You could hang them from your ears as very fancy earrings. I don't know, but let's go. Come on. All right. I dug out Dax's old Christmas tree, which it's awesome because it looks very galactic, doesn't it? It's all shiny and silver like space. I'm gonna floof it out a little. One of our traditions that we have when we put our Christmas tree up is we listen to Christmas music. I wonder if in any of the traditions your family has, music is an important part. That looks great. All right, let's put our lights on. One of my favorite things about having traditions is that when you do something every year or every week or whatever, you get all of these memories, like these really good stories too. For example, when I was a little girl, the family I grew up in, we also put up Christmas trees. That was also part of my family's tradition. And we lived in this house with a very, very high ceiling. And so at my dad's house, we used to go get the biggest, tallest tree out of the woods and cut it down. So we put it up, and then we put the lights on and ornaments. But I remember one year we had cats. I had a pet cat. His name was Kissy. And Kissy decided that he wanted to climb the Christmas tree in our living room. And so he went right up the trunk and he almost knocked it down. And so every year after that, it became a tradition to tie our very tall Christmas tree to the rafters so it wouldn't fall over if my cat climbed it. Do you have any stories from traditions you've had with your family or friends? It's good to remember that sometimes it's the things that go wrong during our traditions that make the best stories and memories later. Like the cat almost knocking over the Christmas tree was a little at the time, but now it's one of my best memories. Funny, right? All right, we got our lights on. Our tree is looking real cool. I'm gonna put it aside so that we can start to paint our solar system. For our solar system today, I found these really cool plastic ornaments that come in half. So even if Christmas isn't part of your tradition, around Christmas time is a great time to shop for this craft because these are everywhere. One thing I like about them is that they come in half so we can paint them separately and then put them together and hang them on our tree. So excited. Let's get our paint out. My palette is all loaded up and it's time to start painting. Look at all these colors I put on here. We have yellow, orange, red, purple, blue, light blue, dark blue, green, gray, silver, which is a metallic paint. It looks really shiny, white, brown, and black. And we'll be mixing these up to get different variations as we paint. I cannot wait. I have all the sizes that we need for each of the planets right here. Where should we start? Maybe at the beginning. Mercury is the smallest planet. It's gray and rocky. So we'll probably be using these colors over here to paint Mercury. One thing that's kind of fun about painting this way is we're painting kind of backwards. Usually we put a base coat down and then we add layers on top of that, adding our details at the very end. Because these are clear, we're going to start with our details and work backwards. So the side we see when we're painting is actually going to be the back. What we put down first is what's going to show through the plastic. Let me give you an example. I am going to start by painting some craters. I'm going to use gray, but make it a little bit darker by adding black. That's called making a shade. Now, I'm going to go in and paint some craters on Mercury. Oh yeah, that's looking awesome. All right. Now I'm gonna add some high spots by using my metallic silvery paint. Do you see how it's coming through on this side? My first layer of Mercury's details need to dry before I put on my next layer. So let's move on to the next planet, Venus. Dax taught me the other day that it rains acid on Venus. Acid rain. Ugh. Looks cool, right? Venus. I'm gonna make a lighter yellow by mixing white and yellow together. This is called making a tint of yellow. See how it looks a little bit different? All right, there's our first coat for Venus. Next up, do you know the third planet from the sun? Earth. When you look at it from outer space, I mean, I've never done that personally, I've just looked at pictures, you can kind of see some clouds swirling over the whole thing. So we're gonna actually start with our clouds, because that's what's gonna be on the outside. We have to start with our outside details. We'll start with some white and just swirl it around like this every once in a while. All right, we'll wait on these for our next coat. Next up, Mars, a rocky red planet. Mars looks red because there's a lot of iron in the dirt. I'm gonna take red and mix in a little bit of this brown. Oh yeah. I'm gonna use my brush like this to make a texture that looks kind of bumpy. That's my first coat for Mars. Next is the biggest planet, so the biggest ornament, Jupiter. One of my favorite things about painting the planets is painting Jupiter's big red spot. I don't know why, I just always really like that part. Red spot. Now I'm gonna mix up different shades where we add black and tints where we add white to this brown to make different values of brown for our planet Jupiter. Jupiter. Do you know what planet's next? I'll give you a hint. It has rings on it. Not rings for your fingers, rings for the planet. It's Saturn. So I'm gonna start with a tint. Do you remember how we make a tint? White. White and the color. All right, so we got a light yellow. And then I'm going to add some light brown, the tint of the brown to my yellow. This is gonna make a whole new color, which I really like. Kind of a sandy color. Ooh, I like how that looks when you spin it. Next up is the planet Uranus. Uranus is light blue and it's really smooth. That's because it's an ice giant. So cold. It's not real bumpy, it's really smooth. So we're gonna make a light blue or just use this light blue that I got from the bottle. Because it's so smooth, we don't really need a lot of details on Uranus. We're just gonna fill it up. And same with Neptune, except Neptune is dark blue. Neptune is the last major planet in our solar system. Detail layer is still drying, so while we wait, I'm gonna cut some embroidery floss, which is what this is called, to use as the hanging part on my ornament. Christmas tree, would you hold these, please? Thank you. I think we're ready to move to phase 2. Now that we have our detail layer done, we can go in with our base layer. See how it's kind of backwards from normal? So I'm just gonna take this regular gray and paint the base layer over the top of our detail layer. And look, you can still see our details even though I'm painting over the top of it. See? Because Mars is pretty rocky, I'm gonna make a shade, add black, to this gray again. And I'm actually gonna go in like this with my brush make some more rocky texture in there. See that? When that dries, we'll add one more base layer, and I think Mercury will be done. Venus is looking awesome. I'm gonna go add just one coat inside of white. See the difference when I added that white? I love that. Time for Earth. We got our clouds in and they're dry. Now we need to add our land and then our water. You can get very exact about the land masses on Earth if you want to. You could look at a globe or a global map. I'm just kind of gonna go abstract today, which abstract means it's based on a real thing, but it doesn't look super realistic. So I'm just gonna kind of put in blobs of Earth. But if you wanted to put in the exact continents, you go. I'm just gonna go like this. Blah, 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 blah. See how the clouds still show up, even though we're painting green right over the top? Love it. For Mars, I'm just going to put in another layer of our bright red. Because remember, we made that shade for the bumpy parts? And then we can still see our bumpy parts, and it's getting brighter and brighter red. Mars. Jupiter. Look, I got a red spot on me just like Jupiter when I was painting Mars. For Jupiter, I'm actually going to use this kind of sandy color that we made for Saturn and just finish up these stripes. Oh yeah, that looks great. Let's put it together. I can't wait. Wow. Because the paint is on the inside, the outside is all shiny and perfectly smooth. Can't wait for you to dry. Saturn. We're gonna make a tint of our brown and add more yellow. We're just gonna make it a little bit darker than what we did last time. All right. The sound effects really help when you paint. Hey, Uranus, get over here. All right, we're just gonna do another coat of this light blue. These last planets don't have a lot of details, so we just need to put some more paint on there to make it more opaque. Opaque just means how much you can see through it. So, for example, right now, Earth is pretty transparent, which is the opposite of opaque. But the more paint we add, the more opaque it is. Can you see the difference? There's not as much light getting through. Opaque, transparent. Neptune, last planet, dark blue. Let's do it. Look at that. A perfect blue planet. Cool. All right, as those dry, I'm just gonna go back and add the final coats on a couple of these earlier ones. Let's see, Mercury, Earth, and I think Mars needed another coat. Are they dry? Are they ready? Are you dry? Are you ready? All right, the planet ornaments are all painted. It's time to put them together and put the strings on to hang them with. Whoa! I guess I got a little carried away when I was putting on the finishing details to the base coats. They're all mixed up. Well, will you help me put them together? Thanks. Okay, first up is the planet Mercury. It is small and gray. Oh, here's one half of it. Can you find the other Mercury half? Here it is. All right, let's put them together and see the planet Mercury. Wow. Let's put the string on. we need to find next? Mercury. Venus. Yellow. Do you see another yellow medium-sized planet? Oh! All right, let's check this out. Whoa. I think this might be my favorite one today because it's my favorite color. Yellow. Next is Earth. Blue and green, medium size. Here it is. Put them together. The planet Earth. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Small, red. Here's one half. There you are, Mars. All right, here we go. Wow. Mars. Jupiter, the biggest. Easy. Bump. Saturn is next. All right, here's Saturn, but it's not done, is it? We need to make some rings for Saturn. I'm going to make them out of craft foam. Put one half of it on our paper. Trace it, which just means go around the edge. Boom. We can put this back together now. That will let you know how wide the opening needs to be to fit in the planet. So I'm going to cut about 1 inch wider than that for my rings. Inside. Ta-da! Rings and all. Uranus is the light blue planet. Last but not least, Neptune. Would you look at these amazing ornaments? I think they look so cool. You want to try them on the tree? Or should we wait for Dax? Oh! Let's just try one, and then we will show them to Dax together when he gets home from school. Deal? Okay, which one do you want to try? How about Saturn? Amazing! I can't wait for Dax to decorate his tree this year. Let's go get him.
Oh, there it is. The gas tires are too heavy. Jupiter is too heavy. Earth is the only planet that has life on it. Where is the sun? Venus.
What do you think about your Christmas tree?
Good. And I decorated one more thing.
What else are you gonna make?
The sun. I'm making a sun on the top of the tree. Because the sun is a star. I'm making it bigger. It's a super yellow and orange hot star. Is this going down? Rocket ship. Ah! Did you forgot somebody?
Who did I forget?
Pluto and the moon. Let's go put it on my room.